Hello everyone, myself Sabri and I welcome you to our channel Solution Bridge Network and one-stop solution for all your Power Platform tutorials. Hello everyone, welcome back to the end-to-end model-driven app creation series. We are on the part 4 video of the project management module creation. In this video, we are going to deep dive and understand the concepts of business rules and how to create a business rule from scratch. We already have a previous video explaining what is a model-driven app, views and forms of the model-driven app. I have given the links of these all three videos in the description for your easy access. Now let's understand what is a business rule. These are a powerful feature used to implement and enforce logic directly on the forms without requiring any code. They enable makers to define conditional logic to automate actions such as data validation, setting field values, showing or hiding fields, enabling or disabling fields, and much more. The key features of this business rule includes code-free logic, form-level logic, reusability, and real-time execution. Just to give you an example, for instance, if you want to set a priority to high if the account type is VIP, or for instance, you have an email column which you need to set as mandatory if the contact method is selected as email. Also, consider to show a shipping address when delivery required is checked. So these are few examples of business rules in real life scenarios. We do have certain limitations on using the business rule as well. First comes is client side logic. Business rule operates on the client side and do not apply to any server side logic. Second, it's complex logic. For very intricate business logics, plugins or Power Automate may be a better choice. Next is the performance. If we have multiple business rules on a single form, it can slow down the performance. Now, since we have a brief understanding of what is a business rule in model-driven app, let's jump to the solution what we have created earlier and see the navigation and the core components involved in creating a business rule. I'm already on the solution sections. So let me expand the table and expand any of the table where you are intended to create a business rule. So let me expand projects. Here you will see an option called business rule. So this is the navigation that you should follow for creating a business rule with respect to that selected entity or table. So let me click on the business rule and this will take you to a page which displays all the business rule associated with this table projects. Here we have an empty section because there is no business rule created for this table. To start creating a business rule, you can go ahead and click plus new business rule and this will take you to a new window. That's the classic interface of model driven application where you will be able to create your business rule. Before we jump into the business rule creation, I would like to explain you the user interface. First comes its component. Flows and actions are the two different set of components that we use to create a business rule. So in actions, we do have 7 different types of options. Just to give a recommendation, lock or unlock a field, show any specific error message, set a specific field value, set a default value, or set that column to be required or not, set the visibility of that specific column. If you see this section, what I'm pointing you now, this is the text view. Let's say you configure some code in this condition. Here you will see the text view of that code. To start setting the business rule, select the condition and in the property, fill in the required information. Here in the display name section, you can name the condition what you're trying to create. In today's video, we are going to create two business rules. One is for the table project and another one is for the table tasks. So in project, we would like to tell if the project status is closed, then the budget should be view only. So let me say the condition checked is project status. The source is auto set to entity because we are creating this from the table directly. So the field what you need to select is the project status. We need to say project status equals completed. You can check that completed and click on apply. Immediately in the text view, you can see project status equals completed. Then we should add an action here. So let's go to the component. Here we would like to lock or unlock the field. So let me select that, drag and set it to the yes condition. You can see a tick mark which is the true, and if it is false you need to drag it here. So we need to lock or unlock. So I will say lock budget is a name And here, if you click the drop down, you will be able to see all the columns available in the selected entity projects. So you can select budget and click apply. If you see the text view, if project status equals completed, then it will lock the budget. Now we can click on apply and let's save this. Once you save this, this will be automatically validated. If you want to validate it again, you can click on validate, which will give you a confirmation whether the logic what you have built is validated successfully. The next thing what we need to understand is the scope. If you click the drop down, you will be able to see all the different forms what we have already created, and this entity will be auto selected. Entity confirms that this logic what we have built is applicable to all the forms available on that selected table projects. If you want to enforce this on a specific form, then you can select the required forms and click on activate. Now I would like to proceed with the complete table. So I have selected entity and let's click on activate. We need to make sure that we are activating the business rule before we are going out, so that this rule will be made active and will be in immediate effect. So let me click on activate for the confirmation pop-up. And now you see a deactivate option which confirms that this business rule what we have created is active. So let's get back to the solution and click on done. Now you can see the name of the business rule is set as new business rule. If you want to edit it, you can just come back here and you will be able to see this option here to rename the business rule. If required, you can rename it. Now I'm just leaving it as it is because I'm not going to add any more business rule to this projects table. So let's go to the task table and create the different business rule as we said earlier. Whenever the task is completed, it is mandatory that we should enter the actual hours. So I've already gone to the business rule. Let me click on new business rule. And here, first we will just rename it. So I would like to call this business rule as actual hours needed. Now I have a condition. Let's say to check this task status. So it is task status. You can see that entity is tasks. Yes. Source is entity. Yes, correct. Field. Now we need to make sure the status. Whenever the status of the task is completed, then you can see the status equals completed. Then we are going to the components. Now we are setting a field to be business required. So let me drag and place it on the true section. And here you are setting the actual hours to be business required. Change it to business required and click on apply. As you can see, this is applicable to the entire entity. And now first let's validate it before we are saving it. So validation is successful and now let's save it. Once saved, we will activate this business rule and we will try to open the app and see the both business rules in action. Let me click on activate. I've clicked on activate. The rule is activated. So let's get back, click on done. So we will be able to see the business rule what we have created. Now let's get to the app section, run the app and see these two business rules in action. I will open the project alpha, where we have a form called information. I would like to switch to primary form which we have created in our previous videos. Here what I would like to do is I would like to set the project status to completed. Now you can see there is a lock icon and this will prevent you from editing the budget section. So let me save this. Similarly, we will just navigate to the task and check on closing a task is actual hours getting mandated. So let me open the first task which is in progress. And here I would like to set this to completed and you can observe that now the actual hours is not mandatory. But when you set it as completed, you can see a red star which confirms it's mandatory. So let's say if you remove this, you will get an error stating that actual hours is a must field fill in. By this, we come to end of this video. Stay tuned for the next video where we will be exploring security roles in detail. Please post your questions in the comment section if any, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, hit the like button, and press the bell icon for our new video alerts.